What's up, people? It's the kid L.R.Player here, back with you with another episode from the Jump Rope community, where I bring you topics and athletes from our people, our friends, our family, our social media, Instagram, TikTok. However, you are acquainted with us, I bring it to you. As of yet, I still haven't have a name for this podcast. So if you can think of a cool name, drop it in the comments below. So today's guest is a wonderful young talent, hails from Australia, very competitive young lady, and she just brings a lots of energy, a lots of skills, a lots of coaching, and you can tell that she loves coaching, especially she coaching the kids. So introducing my guest, Jasmine, aka Jazzy Skips. How you doing, Miss?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Uh, Tell us about your jump rope journey. I'm sorry, not journey, origin. Your jump rope origin.
Well, I'm 19 at the moment. I'm almost 20, but I started skipping when I was 7. So it's been a long time um, for someone of my age.
Right.
So I was at I believe we went to church, we went to my grandma's house, and then we went to the local shopping center, and there was a skipping performance happening in the shopping center on some like pop-up stage thing. And I just remember seeing people doing we call them mule kicks, you guys call them frogs, like handstands.
Oh,
I saw
okay.
them triple TJs. Like it was so cool. I remember just thinking like it blew my mind. I couldn't even believe that it existed. And then pretty much just, if you ask my parents, they're like, you just didn't put a rope down, like since that day. We got a skipping rope, and I was completely obsessed. We looked around because I live on the Gold Coast in Queensland. We looked around,
Mm-mm.
there were no teams. So my parents actually started a team, which is now the King Skipperoos. So yeah, so that's
N-
how it all
Nice.
started. Yeah.
So, how like did you have any coaches, or was you like self taught, or did your parents
Well,
teach you?
that's the thing. Like my parents also had no idea. Like they had no when they saw the performance, they were like, "What even is this? Like it's crazy." But it's something just that we look back on now and we're like, "How did that even happen?" When we started the club, or when my parents started the club, we had I think it was like one of my friends from kindergarten that came along, and they were like, "Oh, our neighbor is actually like a competitive skipper." And we were like, competitive? Like, what do you mean? That's crazy. And pretty much she was. So Ellie Metyard, at the time she was 17, she ended up coming along and she was our coach, and she's still been the like our head coach at King Skipper's for since she was 17. So it was ages ago. It was like probably 13 years. Um, but yeah, she's been our coach, but I've been coached by Ellie, obviously, when I was younger. Carolyn Barker, who does Cleveland Air Magic. So she coaches, Luke Boone. She
Yeah.
has coached Kirsten, all of them. To be honest, I've had a few different coaches, but yeah, Ellie was the one that started us off. So
It's kind of amazing how, like you say, your parents started the club, which she had no experience in jumping
I
rope
had
or
no
nothing
idea.
like that. But to me, it's just crazy how she just seen the vision in it, and like how
Yeah,
it could have. Did she have any idea? Like, oh, both of your parents, did they have any idea like how far this could have went?
absolutely no idea. I remember, actually, to be honest, I don't really remember it, but my parents have told me that when we I was like 7. But when we went to our first competition, it was the Queensland State Championships. And they were just like, what is this? Like, they honestly had absolutely no idea. But we just arrived to the state championships. We registered and all of that. The only person that had any idea was Ellie Metyard. Um, and we arrived to state with two athlete. Well, we weren't even athletes. We were like 7, 2 competitors. Yeah, when we went to that competition, that's when they realized, they were like, okay, this is an actual thing. Like, this is a sport.
So, weird crazy question. At the age of 7, was you like at the same level as someone as myself now at the age of 7? Like, was you that good at the age of 7?
We were, I mean, I'm trying to think of some scores. I mean, our freestyle, like single rope, we were not doing difficult skills. Like, we'd do a cartwheel, side open, side cross, double under, double cross,
Mm-hmm.
maybe an AS, like really basic level, really basic. But I mean, our speed when we were young, it was really good. But I mean, it doesn't compare to what you're doing. Definitely not.
Uh, okay. So further along in your journey, was you or did you attend? Well, you had to attend like some competitions before it blew up on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. I started my Instagram account only in right as I finished year 12. So I graduated school in 2021, and in December of that year, that's when I started my account. But before
Mm-hmm.
that, I'd been skipping for like 10 years.
Like going to competitions and like
Yeah.
performing, winning
Yeah.
medals.
I mean, I was thinking, I don't know how many competitions I've been to, but there's a state and nationals every year. And then if you add on like world competitions, there's a lot, like altogether.
All right. So when you started your Instagram, right, was you surprised like how this sport evolved? Like, did you think it would
Yeah.
just evolve the way it did?
As in my Instagram account?
Like, yeah, when you started your Instagram account and performing the skills that you perform, because
Yeah.
everybody have their own. Like, just in general, like, was you just surprised how well jump rope was received on social media?
Yeah. I was surprised that the majority of people who have skipping Instagram accounts are not competitive skippers. They're people who are super into fitness, or they picked it up in COVID, or, and their style of skipping is so different. So I remember when I started my account, I was initially looking for competitors, and like I was expecting to see the type of skipping that I'm used to, but I would
Mm-hmm.
see all like releases that I've never even seen before. Like, I've been to so many competitions, and I was like watching these people who had never competed, and I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, this is crazy. It's honestly, it's almost like a different sport. I see it. It's like, yeah, it's that really surprised me.
You could imagine like somebody as myself having the same reaction as seeing a competitive like you in your style. Like, wait, hold on, what she did? What? And
Yeah,
like things like
yeah,
um speed
yeah,
training,
yeah,
like there's no way I would have thought about that.
yeah.
Like only
Speed is
speed
a
thing I ever done was like fast crossovers.
right. Yeah, it's just I kind of see them as two different sports, to be honest, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. But like, yeah, that really surprised me. And then I was trying to find other competitive skippers, and I'm like, none of them even have like public Instagram accounts and like post skipping videos. But I do think that's happening more now. People are starting
Right.
to try and push the sport.
Yeah, because I think um I want to say Sasha. She's from or
Yeah.
no, she from New Zealand. Like she
Did
kind
you
of like
New Zealand?
transitioned over to competitive jumping
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Sasha's awesome. She's come to 2 of our competitions. So our Queensland State and
Mm-hmm.
nationals, that was in Penrith in Sydney this year.
How did you do there?
Who, Sasha?
Nah, you.
Oh, me, yeah. I did great. I was actually really proud of my performance in these comps. I like at state, I think it was probably one of my results wise, like as in placing, I think it was my most successful competition. And then nationals, again, it was good. I think nationals we were just like this is a practice for Worlds, because we were leaving for Worlds like just a few weeks after Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really on that comp. So I think, yeah, I'm happy with how I did. It was a big year.
Now, where was that located?
That was in Colorado Springs in America.
Recently.
Yeah, we've
Rec-
literally been back probably 2 months.
yeah, I was gonna get to that because I recently had Power Jump Rope Kirsten on
Yeah,
previous.
yeah,
How
awesome.
was your experience? Because I know you traveled to the States before then, right?
Yes, yeah, we have.
So how was your experience recently at that competition there?
It was so good. It was such a good competition. I actually miss it so much. It was great. Like, oh, just I think I think we missed having a world competition where there was just everyone there. Like with COVID and all of that, the last time that
Mm-hmm.
we were all, I mean, a lot of us even saw each other was in 2019. So yeah, it was a long time ago. So we were kind of at that comp, we were all saying to each other, like, see you in Canada in 2023. No, 2021, I think is when it was supposed to be. And
Mm-hmm.
then that got cancelled, and then it got pushed down to this year. So it's like it was such a long time that we'd been away. So much had happened, and the way people skipped, the way that it was judged, just everything was different. So it was such a good competition.
More mostly because of your peers that you haven't seen in a while. Not just the competition itself, but just like being able to see um,
Yeah,
other
just
people.
connecting
And
with people.
what was your favorite event there?
Oh, that's such a hard question. um, I competed in 10 events over there,
Oh
which
wow,
was, yeah, I was really looking back. I'm like, that's a lot.
it
But I
is a
had,
lot.
oh, my favorite. I think, to be honest, every single event, I learned so much from every single one. Like, even if I didn't
Yeah.
do as well as I hoped, that's probably those are the ones that I learned the most about. Um, Group routine was amazing. That's where we have, I don't know the exact number. I don't even want to say it because it'll be wrong, but we had a big group of people. It's like it's
Mm.
over 10, and it's a 6-minute routine, and we just show a bit of everything. So we do like single rope stuff, double dutch stuff, really long double dutch. But I
Mm-hmm.
think the environment of that is what made it so good. Like the lights are dim, you run out, and yeah, that was great. But favorite, I don't know. I really don't know. It's too hard.
You just enjoyed like the whole thing of just being back, traveling, seeing your
Yeah,
peers,
yeah,
performing.
yeah,
Have
definitely.
Have you ever had any like I don't want to use the word anxiety, but like any nervousness, like
Yeah,
performing
definitely. Like,
S-
definitely. I think when
still?
I was, yeah, yeah. When I was younger, I want to say probably a few years ago, I would get so nervous and so anxious before competitions. But I find every time I go to a big comp like Worlds or something, I come back and I'm like, why do I get nervous about anything anymore? I'm like, if I can do that, I'm like fine with everything. So I think as I've gotten older, I've definitely been able to control it a lot better.
Right.
It's still there. You still get nervous, but I think with experience, it's just like you're allowed to be nervous, but just don't let it affect your performance in a negative way.
Right. Is it just
But
something
even
do
so, it
you
still
I'm
can.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, no, I was just saying, even like with experience, okay, yes, I'm nervous. I'm not going to let it negatively affect me, but even sometimes it just happens.
It's natural.
Yeah, yeah.
So since you've been back from the world, you've been back to coaching. Do you coach just kids or teenagers, adults?
Yeah, I
Um,
coach the King Skippers. So everyone in that team, we have kids in like prep, so like not kindergarten, a bit older. Do you guys have prep? Is that a thing? Do you call
Yes.
it prep? Okay. Kids in prep, so really young. And then the oldest, we have kids in high school, like senior school.
What's the enjoyment you get when you coaching them? Like, is it like the same as you performing, or is it just a different type of feeling?
It's a different type of feeling, definitely. Oh, I love coaching. I think because I've done it for so long as well. Like I started coaching when I was probably 12. And now, yeah. So it's a long time that I've just been doing it. So I feel like it comes naturally to me and I really enjoy it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, I work like it's one of my jobs that I do, but it doesn't feel like I'm working at all. Like every time I have coaching, I'm like, yes, I get to go see the kids. Like I'm excited for it.
Do you challenge them with like a hard combination,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just to test their limits? Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be mean. Won't you try
I
this move right here?
I actually think I'm a pretty tough coach, if I'm being honest. Like I've been coached by quite a few people,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I'm not. I'm obviously I'm not mean, but I think I'm
No.
tough. I want them to get better. You're not going to get better if you're just going to sit around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What else you got going for you? Like, do you what other form of fitness that you do besides
Yeah. I
jump
I
rope?
mean, in the lead up to competitions, I'm training almost every day. Like skipping takes up a lot of my time.
Right.
So with skipping, we'll have like a speed session, a freestyle session, every sort of type of skipping session. But on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, I go to the gym a lot, which I think is pretty necessary because a lot of the time, like with freestyle skills, with power, like mule kicks, push ups, all of that, if like there was a time I was just not strong enough to do a lot of the skills that I wanted to be doing. Like my arms literally just couldn't hold me. So
Right.
when I realized that, I was like, I need to be in the gym. Like I need to actually not only skip. So yeah, I gym quite a lot, which I really also enjoy.
You do a lot of accessory work or any like conditioning as far as working out in the
Yeah.
gym.
What do you mean by that? Sorry.
Well, like, okay, I'm sorry. Like accessories work like you do like upper body as far as like anything is like with your lats, bicep, tricep,
Yeah,
conditioning, maybe like running on the treadmill or do like some kind of burpees or side to side box jumps or something like that.
yeah, all of that. I do all of
You do
that.
all of that.
I do. I really do. I actually love going to the gym so much, and I think part of the reason is that I can kind of like I always go by myself. I don't have someone coaching me in the gym or anything.
Right.
Um, I just like come up with my own little circuit or something that I've got to do, and I just do it and I love it. But yeah, we do all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat myself. Like I just make up something for myself, go do it. Or sometimes I even like go without a plan and then it hit
Yeah,
me when I get there.
yes, I do
Like
that pretty much.
like recently I was testing like how high I can get on the box jumps, which surprised
Oh,
me because I got up to like 137 centimeters or something like that. So I think that's just like 4'6".
that's crazy. What?
Yeah, but I felt like I could have went higher, but I kind of like stopped myself. Then, other than
Yeah,
that, I was just kind of bounding, jumping
wow.
42 inches. I don't know how many that is in centimeters though, but
Wow,
so
that's so high. Actually, I've never really done box jumps at all, but I would love to see how high I can actually go. That would be so interesting.
you ought to record it. I want to see it.
I will
Fails and
actually. I'll
all,
go to the
fails
gym.
and
Yeah,
all.
I actually will. I will. I'll do that. That's so funny.
You got anything for me that you like to ask?
Any questions? Oh, okay, to be honest, I don't really know much about your skipping journey at all. Like, I don't know when you got into it. how you got into it?
Um, so COVID, just like everybody else, I started
Yeah.
out trying to do jump rope do workouts,
Oh
but
yeah.
I felt like I was kind of being like plateauing a little bit, and then I started watching Russ videos about the
Mhm.
legacy rope, which is that's the heavy rope that he had. So I kind of like that was my official journey.
Yeah.
Fisher starting out with that, and so I've just been like using the heavy rope ever since during COVID, and switched to like the speed rope. And
Yeah.
after that, I kind of started dabbling into like the long handle beaded ropes and the beaded ropes, and so all through that, like my whole skipping style and skipping journey always been like a mix of a lot of things and try to incorporate them in one flow if possible.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you
But
find oh, you go, you go.
no, no, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, do you prefer beaded ropes or we just call them
Speed,
white? Oh, you
you
like
call them.
speed?
Well, it's
Is that
because I'm 6'3", so I
right?
can I can like have a shorter beater rope, but I only thing I could do is a mick, but I won't be able to skip or flow with it because the rope is like passing this much over my head and my
Wow.
arms be too low. So it's kind of hard for me to transition and do crossovers with beater rope. So I
Yeah,
prefer speed.
right. I have never like until I got started my skipping Instagram account. Before then, I didn't even know that people skipped with beaded ropes. Like for me, beaded ropes were always um, just like a warm up speed rope. So you just get warm with your beaded, and then you go to your white and wire. I I had
Mm-hmm.
no idea that people use it for freestyle. I when I saw that, I was like, what are they doing? That's crazy. But I see the benefits of it. But I
Right.
personally don't even have a freestyle beaded rope.
You don't.
No,
So so
I've
you
tried
you
something
have a
before.
long handle.
Yeah, handled white ropes. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I
So
feel like I should be able to use a beaded rope, but I've even tried like just a normal mic release. I'm like, this feels so unnatural.
with the
But
beaded
maybe I
or
should learn
just with the wired?
with the beaded. I've never tried any sort of freestyle with wire. That would hurt so bad.
Believe me.
Those whips.
Oh
Ow.
we
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I experienced all of that. I'm surprised. So
Yeah.
yeah, you do mix with the long handle, right?
Yeah, because to be honest, I see other people say things like, "How do you guys do releases like that with white?" But it's all. I mean, I know in Australia that's the only rope that we use for freestyle. So to even think of using a beaded for freestyle is like crazy to me.
It is a different feel though between mic
Yeah,
releases.
yeah. I don't see
It is
how
a different
people
feel.
do multiples with because they're so heavy. Like, how do you do multiple? I don't know. It's just a
I,
different.
I,
It's a different
it's the feedback that you get, like with the bees being in the middle. You still got that weight. Besides, like the wire rope, with to me, I'm always trying to feel the handle on the other end in the air.
yeah.
So that's how I kind of control the mic with wire rope. Besides the beat it,
So you do me. That's crazy. I can't even imagine. I like, yeah, our freestyle is just really white rope. To do it, make release stuff like that with other ropes is like crazy. Wow.
so what's Jazzy is besides being Jazzy Skip? Like who is Jasmine? I should say who is Jasmine when she's not being Jazzy Skip. Sorry, I'm butchering your
Well,
name.
that's fine. I'm studying at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in my second year of uni. So I'm doing psychology and exercise science, a dual degree, which I'm really enjoying. I really like that. But if I'm not skipping, if I'm not studying, I'm at the beach. I do live on the Gold Coast, which is like the beach place
Right.
of my opinion, the world. I think it's like the nicest place in the world. But I mean, I guess I'm biased. I don't know. But if
Uh,
I'm not doing those things, I'm at the beach always.
do you surf?
I do, yeah. Oh, you can you see?
Yeah.
I think
How
there's
many
definitely not.
boys there it is?
That's
How
I
many?
don't know.
How?
That's my brothers and my dad's. There's more. If you could look around the room, there's more.
But yeah, do you do serve? I
It's what
mean,
we
do you
do.
like? Do you mainly serve? Do you wakeboard or?
No, we surf. So I don't know if you've heard about foiling. Have you heard about foiling?
Nah.
It's not very well known. Yeah. So it's really not well known. To me, it's kind of like skipping. It's like when you talk to people about it, they're like, "What?" I don't do foiling, but my brother and my dad foil. It's like a surfboard with a mast and then it's like a whale tail, to be honest. And it's like the board comes out of the water. So you're
Mm.
surfing, but you're not even on the wave. You're like in the air. It's crazy.
Oh, so hold up. Is this like the water shoots from under it?
It's like I it's really hard to explain. It's like say this is the wave. This is the
Uh huh.
wave. And this is a normal board. That's how normal people surf. With
Uh huh.
foiling, there's a mast under the board. So like a pole. And then the board
Right.
comes up here. Like the board, a pole, and then a wing down the bottom under the water.
You know, I want to say I have seen that before, but I'm gonna look that up after this
Yeah,
because that
it's skipping. It's a whole different world.
you ought to put that on one of your content just to like throw it out there,
I
just to
will.
put
I'll
it
show
out
you
there.
my dad and my brother. But obviously still surf, foiling surfing. It's what happens
So,
here.
how do you find surfing similar to skipping?
To be honest, I think I like them both because they're so different. Like with skipping, it's like I see it as my sport, but with the
Mm-hmm.
beach, surfing, all that sort of thing, it's not really. I know it is a sport, but to me, it's not. It's just enjoyment. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like them because they're so different.
Any similarities? Like, I don't know, balance,
Yes,
breathing, or
yeah, there's definitely similar. I mean, neither activities are easy, but I think with me, I'm like I don't want to use the word perfectionistic, but I want to be really good at everything I do.
right?
So with surfing and other things like that, I'm inclined to be like, no, I must be amazing at this. But I've tried my best to be like, no, this is not the same thing. You're just going to enjoy that.
So you're saying you're a
You can enjoy them
perfectionist?
both, pretty much. Oh, yeah. But not really. I don't really
Yeah,
want to admit it.
I never had the opportunity to go surfing. I think I'd fall off way too quick.
Where are you at in America?
So I'm in the Midwest section of America, like so I'm like dead in the middle, and I stay near a military base, so I'm like not near no beaches or nothing like that to even. I know
Wow.
it's sad.
It's like a whole different world. I remember when we found out that Worlds was in Colorado Springs, the first thought that I had was, oh my goodness, there's like no ocean, like it's landlocked. It's a
You
state
know,
where there's
in
just
I was
land.
so sad about that because you literally like 2 states away from. I used to stay in Colorado Springs, and you was
Yeah,
probably like downtown, downtown Colorado Springs.
because they're, I mean, I don't know that much about where things are in America, but I thought they would be relatively close.
Yeah, I was sad that I wasn't able to make it once I found out y'all was gonna be
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Well,
heartbroken.
in Japan. Do you want to come to Japan?
I don't think I gonna make it to Japan.
It's
It'd be nice.
it's
I
much
don't
closer
know
to us.
huh?
It's much Japan's closer to us than America. Like America was a huge trip for us.
What it was like, what 18 hours in the air or something like that?
It was we went from the Gold Coast to Sydney, which is just like an hour and a half, and then Sydney to LA, which I want to say was like 14 hours, something like that, and then LA to Denver. I'm gonna be honest, I actually can't remember. I
And
don't
then
even.
Denver is like an hour or something drive down to Colorado Springs.
yeah, so then we
It's
caught a
funny how
bus.
you shot all the way across like the country, all the way across America, just to go back to the middle of America,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it was a huge, huge trip, but it was great.
You bring any souvenirs back?
Yes, we did. I'm trying to think. Yeah, got a couple shirts, got a couple. What did we get? My favorite things that I brought back though were things that people from other countries had like traded or given us. So I
Mm-hmm.
know I traded a few like of my King's Skippery's polos for like a Japan national shirt, Korea, Canada, like that. That's the things that I like. I'm most glad that I brought home.
Nice, nice. So
That was
what's
cool.
next for Jazzy Skips? Like, we gonna continue schooling, and
Yeah,
are you
I'm
close to graduating?
well. Uh, yeah, I'm halfway through my degrees. Well, I'm almost halfway through. At the end of this year, I will be. And my last year is supposed to be 2025, and that's also um, when the next World is. So it's not ideal, but I mean, I've had a lot of commitments before, so I know that
Mm-hmm.
I can do it. I know that I'll be able to do both, but I am aware that it's going to be a lot. Um, but yeah, I think I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing. I'm going to skip, I'm going to study, and I'm going to go to the beach. That's what I'm going to. That's all I do.
I wish I'm jealous on the beach tip, but yeah,
Oh,
that sounds exciting though.
yeah,
Um, Especially, so are you gonna have like your students go with you, or are you gonna have a competition with them? You gonna, or do they
yeah.
come with you to competitions, or
We're
how do
hoping.
that work out?
Yeah, well, we have to go to Worlds. You need to qualify at nationals. So
Mm-hmm.
at next year's nationals, we'll hopefully have a big group of our team qualify, um, and hopefully we can bring everyone that qualifies. But yeah, obviously you can't just go. Like you have got to actually qualify in the top, whatever it is. So yeah, that's what we're aiming for.
Okay. So
Mm.
last, oh, not last episode, the previous episode with Kirsten, I asked her like, what would she think would it take for jump rope to be in the Olympics?
Yeah,
Um, what is some of your and we ain't gonna say like, hey, this is what gonna happen, but just hypothetically speaking, what you think?
I think it will happen. I don't know
Yeah.
when. Um, I've heard again. I really don't know, but I've heard that there's a possibility that it could
Mm-hmm.
be in the Brisbane 2032 Olympics. Which I mean,
Oh wow.
Brisbane for me is like it's like an hour and a half away. Like it's not far, which is like
Yeah.
crazy. Like, but I mean, that would be ideal. That would be ideal for it to be in that competition, that Olympics. But it's just such a journey for it to happen. Like you have to get so many things approved. You need to have a certain amount of people involved. Like there's so many things that you have to check off. So
Yeah.
I don't. But that's the goal. That would be amazing.
It would be exciting to see like jump rope on the mat, just any style of jump rope
Yeah.
on the map on a big stage like that. Cause you see it here in like circuses and
Yeah.
outside in shows, NBA arenas, halftime at football
Yeah.
games, stuff like that. But and those right there are like stepping stones. But just to see that like on the big stage, big stage like
Yes.
that.
Yeah. I think another thing that'll need to happen is they'll have to condense the events because there are so many. Like there's so many events that we do. Um, and I mean, if you watch any Olympic sport, even gymnastics, like they don't have 20 events. There's no athlete doing like running around the Olympics doing all of these different,
R-
completely different events. Like it'll have to be condensed to way less than it already is.
Right. That's almost
So
like
I'm hoping,
similar to like CrossFit. Like CrossFit like have so many events
yeah,
and so many Yeah, and it's almost, and I'm not sure that it's almost impossible for everybody to compete in all those events like that.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I think even for the team that I was training with this year, like you can really tell. I mean, if you are competing in every event, it's you're so close to just spreading yourself too thin. Like we need to just focus on say 3 events or something and get really, really good at them instead of what
Mm-hmm.
so many of us do is we try and be really good at all of them. But in any other sport, it just doesn't work like that. Like you need to pick your sort of niche. What are
What
you
you
going to
good at?
focus? Yeah, like you got to pick. Like you can't, we can't really be the best in the world at everything. You've got to choose.
Right. Choose your
Yeah,
strong point.
yeah.
I wish I could. Yeah, I kind of just stick to like combinations and freestyle and any other
That
thing that
stuff's
I
so
can. Huh?
that stuff's so cool. I
What?
love watching people like you who do those like the releases and the I love them.
I try sometimes. I'm not saying, and I ain't gonna say I'm good at them, but um, I'm good at understanding them, like understanding the
Yeah,
movement and like the timing and the feel and stuff like that. So I'm good at that, but just sometimes stringing it together like that because I'm taller and my rope is longer. That means I don't have much tension and control
yeah,
over the rope like I would like to if I was using a shorter rope.
yeah,
So height does
yeah.
play a difference with me.
Yeah,
So
I've to be honest, I never really thought about it, but yeah, yeah, that's interesting. I've always wondered, like, what's the ideal? Because if you look around at a skipping competition, everyone looks so different. There's not like a set body type that's like, if you look at gymnasts, for example, the majority of gymnasts are like small.
yeah.
Whereas with skipping, there's tall people here, there's really small people here. I'm like, what is the ideal? I can't tell. But yeah, it's interesting you say that.
Yeah, it is because like everybody almost seem like at average height. And then I done
Yeah,
had people ask me how tall I am, and then when I tell them, they was like, "Dude, no wonder you can." And then I had asked somebody like how tall they was because I thought they was taller, but they were like, "No, I'm like 5 foot something." I was like, "Okay, you false advertising me with the camera angle, so that's what you doing to me."
oh, that's funny. I didn't know. I mean, did you say you're 6'3", 6'3"?
Yeah, I'm 6'3".
Yeah, that's really tall. Like I can imagine with trying to do skills like that's crazy. Wow.
Well, it's not the skills part. It's well, hold up, most
Control.
skills. Cause like
Right.
I say, with MIG releases, I don't have that tension, and so it's kind of
Yeah.
hard. I could throw them and catch like maybe a double
Yeah.
rotation, get lucky. But as far as like keep throwing them and get like a quad or something like that, then no, that's not happening for me.
Right.
So height
Yeah,
do
that's
play a difference as far as like my style goes. So
right. Yeah, that's interesting.
I I would love to like do like the shuffling part, which I do like bare minimum, but
Yeah,
still.
I've tried that. It's so hard. People just assume like if you do competition skipping or whatever, like you can just do all the stuff. But I've
Hmm.
tried it and like I mean I can do it if I am like, okay, I'm getting this right now. I'm gonna spend however long it takes and I'm gonna get it. But like it's actually really hard to do.
I feel like that's something like you really have to focus on instead of just
Um,
like really do like your style of jumping.
yeah, yeah, it's that stuff's so hard. But it
Maybe
looks
one.
amazing and that people like.
Yeah, that style of skipping did popularize real fast, like real fast.
That's the thing. Like I look at it and I'm thinking, like, wow, and they get so many views.
Well,
It's like
to me, I think it's like almost more relatable than anybody trying to do double under competition combinations or you know
yeah,
do like 5 different triple under tricks in one go. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I feel like shuffling is more relatable or more relatable to everybody that really skips.
yeah, it's true.
Do you have any last words? Do you have any positive message you want to drop on the community?
Oh,
My bad.
I
Maybe I
mean,
should
yeah,
have let you prepare a speech or something.
no, that's okay. I mean, this is to skippers. Yeah, keep skipping, guys. No, but seriously, we're like, I mean, I do feel that in the recent, even just the recent few years, skipping's gotten a lot more attention, which is amazing. It's what we want. So yeah, let's keep going. Let's get it into mainstream sport. Let's have people look at it and go, oh, okay, that's actually really cool, and not just go like, what? I think, yeah, let's keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. So there you have it, people. We got Jazzy Skip in the building, bringing us her knowledge, her energy. Um, you might have to give me a surf lesson as soon as I get near a beach somewhere.
Yes, that would be so
All
fun.
right. If y'all enjoyed this interview, if y'all enjoyed Jazzy, drop her a comment below. Show her some love. And then if you like us, and I'm gonna say us because you part of what we doing here as bringing people and interviewing them on the podcast. Man, like, subscribe, drop a comment, show some love, and we're gonna try to keep this going. Jazzy, appreciate you having you on. Appreciate you coming through.
That was so fun. Thank you.
Hey, stay tuned to the next episode. Peace.